Man, I'm just getting the chills just thinking about this thing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex. If you are new here, I review movies and on occasion video games and TV sometimes. Got to catch up on a lot of TV, so I haven't been reviewing TV lately. But today, I got an advanced screening of the new horror movie from A24, Talk to Me, that is out next week. When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. Now, I should have known what I was getting myself into with this movie. It's an A24 horror movie. A24 really delivers on horror movies. Hereditary is fucking terrifying. Midsommar is the biggest what the fuck type of movie ever. They've done a whole slew of others, too, that have been critically acclaimed, but also not really well liked by audiences, like something like It Comes at Night. Not really all that well liked by audiences. I liked it. I don't think it's amazing, but I liked it. So I had high expectations for Talk to Me, and it delivered. It's the best horror movie in years, probably the best since Hereditary. This one legitimately terrified me. From the opening scene alone, the tone is set. You know that you are in for some disturbing imagery and disturbing ass content in this movie, and you know it's gonna unsettle you. It's gonna rattle your nerves to the point where you're like, shit, this is intense. Can I handle this? Is this something I can actually handle? Though that's the question saying to myself in my head for the majority of this movie. And somehow I could handle it. I just don't know how, because I know for a fact that I'm sleeping with the lights on tonight. Anything involving spirits and death and conjuring spirits from the dead and talking to spirits from the dead, that's the shit that terrifies me. And that's what's really sticking with me about this movie, because there's a lot of that stuff in here, and it's very well done. The imagery is awesome. The lighting, the very dark lighting, just adds to the whole atmospheric feel of the entire movie. You know that shit's gonna go down when somebody's going down a dark hallway that isn't lit at all. And luckily, the jump scares in those scenes aren't the jump scares you're anticipating. It's not like, oh, hey, somebody's walking down a dark hall and tap on the shoulder and boom. No, luckily it's not that. The jump scares are earned. The jump scares are there. I jumped about, I don't know, maybe 7 times during this entire movie, because you see, it was one of those things where I was trying to anticipate the jump scares and they didn't happen in the exact spot that I did. And I've said this before, where I anticipate them and they happen like in a split second later. No, that's not this movie. They happen like minutes later. And that's what makes it terrifying. And just seeing what these spirits do to these people when these people essentially talk to these spirits using this embalmed hand and then let them possess their bodies. What ends up happening, I'm just like, oh fuck, that sucks. Get me the hell out of this theater right now. It's dark and damp and cold and scary in here. There's somebody sitting there. I don't want to crawl over you. I just want to leave. Just let me go. I don't want to crawl over people, but you know what? It's probably a good thing you're next to me, sir, because I am terrified. It's a movie that, with its tone and its atmosphere and its jump scares and the content that is in here, just leaves you with this feeling of dread, which makes the movie so much more unsettling than it already is and more disturbing than it already is. Slightly on the graphic side, if you can't handle a lot of blood or some graphic imagery, there's especially in the opening scene, because there was something that happened in the opening scene where I said, oh yeah, I know where this is going. Somebody's gonna, do something here. And yep, that happened. So if you can't handle that type of stuff, this is not the horror movie for you. The best way to describe it is that it's Flatliners as an A24 horror movie. But instead of using drugs, they use this severed hand to conjure spirits, and it's scary as shit. I need the lights on. The sound design is through the roof. Every sound effect is loud, is effective. It makes everything in the scene, everything that's hidden in plain sight in the dark, that much more terrifying. There were a couple scenes throughout this movie where there's something in the background in a dark room and there's noises happening, and I said to myself, oh fuck shit cock. Okay, maybe I didn't say that, but something along those lines. I mean, I feel like I just keep repeating myself and I keep reiterating that the movie terrified me and I was scared throughout the entire movie. But that's essentially what this did. It is such a well-crafted and well-made horror movie that it rattled me, man. Made even the bloodiest scenes, like the goriest scenes that I can usually handle, pretty hard to watch. I think the ending for this movie is going to be talked about quite a bit. I thought it was pretty straightforward, but some of the people coming out of the theater were like, "Yeah, I liked it up until the end," or "The end was confusing," or the ending was somewhat confusing, made sense, but I couldn't quite piece together everything." It's not an ending that's ambiguous. I thought it was pretty straightforward. I felt like I knew what was going on. And those people right behind me talking about it, I wanted to be that guy to turn around and tell them, no, guys, this is what happened in the end. But I didn't want to be a dick, so I just let them go on their merry way. But I don't think the ending itself is necessarily as ambiguous as people are going to make it out to be. I think people are going to make it out to be that way because the ending isn't what they expect, and the movie just kind of stops, which in a way makes the ending feel a little bit anticlimactic. And that is an issue I have seen brought up in some reviews. And I can see that. For me, I get where people are coming from. It is in the back of my mind with this movie, but it's a nitpick. It's not a major flaw with this movie. It's not something that I'm gonna take points off or it brings the movie down or anything. I think it's a pretty straightforward ending that a horror movie from A24 would end like that. I thought that this was by far the horror movie of the year, and I'm gonna say Talk to Me belongs in popcorn heaven. Other than the nitpick, because I don't really consider that an actual flaw, perfect. Did its job. Scared the shit out of me, and I'm keeping the lights on tonight. I'm going to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm just going to keep thinking about evil spirits being conjured with a severed hand and talking to them at Jesus Christ. Like, oh man, I got to stop talking about this. Try to stop thinking about it. Oh my God. So, are you guys going to see Talk to Me when it comes out next week? Let me know in the comments below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.